everyone, my name is Melissa Valentine. Welcome to Lavana Soaps. In this video we'll be making a soap that I call Fresh, and it's a blue and white in the pot swirl. Kind of a shower fresh or maybe a clean linen smell. First things first, we're going to melt our hard oils with our hot lye water. That's called the heat transfer method. So we're going to go ahead and put these in here. Sorry, that's really loud. And we're going to pour our hot lye water in on top of that. And then we'll just stir until the hard oils are melted. That's cocoa butter and coconut oil. I like to mash my cocoa butter wafers up against the side of the container. It sort of helps mash and melt them quicker. Alright, so that was pretty quick. That was only about 2 minutes and everything is melted. If you do it right away, as soon as you mix your lye water, it will be hot enough to melt your oils. So now we're going to add in our liquid oils, which are olive oil and castor oil. And I'm just going to stir those around for a minute. Okay, it is time to use the stick mixer. I'm just burping the stick mixer here. You got to get all the air bubbles out of your little bell up at the top, because you don't want a bunch of air bubbles in your soap. You really just want to pulse and mix and stir more than you blend, as I say in almost every one of these videos. If it's too thin, you won't really have a swirl. You'll have more of just a big bluish white mush. Okay, so I've got the blue color and the white color here. It's pretty thick because I usually do mix it with a bit of my batter later, so I'm not too worried about it being super thin right now. I'm going to be adding some of the batter to this, and that's just to get it sort of blended up into the batter, and then I can add it to whatever container I'm going to be mixing it in. I take my little wooden piece here. It's really just a chopstick. I've seen a lot of soapers use these. So I'm just gonna blend this up until all that titanium dioxide, which is what makes white stuff white, is completely blended in. You notice it's a much lighter, creamier color than this, and it actually whitens as it saponifies and sets up. So it'll get even lighter than this. And now we're going to do the same with the blue. Got some on the walls here. I'm going to try to scrape that down. I did add a little bit of white to this blue to make it a lighter blue, because the color is called Klein blue, and it is a darker blue on its own. It's almost matching my gloves, actually. And I don't really think I'm going to need to get another pot. I think what I'm going to do is just sort of add a little more to this. Whoops! Not too much. That way I can't mix it without it spilling over. And just keep blending this very carefully. Okay, so I'm going to take this lighter color, dump it into my pot here. Try to scrape it all out. I know you won't believe this, but I was having such a hard time earlier today because I made, I kid you not, 8 soap videos today, because there were 8 1-pound batches in that big slab mold that I'm working with, that I have sectioned off into little 1-pound cavities. And we had new neighbors moving in, so they were backing a big moving truck up over the lawn so that it could be super close to their door. And so they had the kids yelling, and him and his wife were running around yelling to each other, so I was trying to talk in my videos between all the noise. And then we had another neighbor who decided to tie their dog up outside their apartment on the ground, and just let it run back and forth on a lanyard, like a 20-foot lanyard, constantly barking for about 3 hours. And I finally had to go say something, but it was interesting. Okay, so I ended up adding more blue to make it a little darker. I just wasn't happy with how light it was. And I poured it into my main batch, which we soapers call an in the pot swirl. And now I'm just gonna pour it into the mold and let it fall where it will. It's gonna sort of move around a little bit so you don't have one color in one spot all the time. And I'm gonna do a zigzag just for the top. And I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, it's been about a day and we are ready to cut our fresh bars. I'm gonna cut the ends off here to, one, make a sample that I can mess around with, and two, get rid of the texture from the freezer paper. That is a beautiful swirl. I absolutely love it. Always clean off the wire before a new cut so you don't get drag marks. Oh, I am so in love with these swirls. Look how that came out. Exactly the way I wanted it to. And it smells so fresh. Oh, let me tell you, love this. And these last two, they are so unique. How cool is that? Okay, that's it for my fresh bar. Thank you so much for watching. And please help me out by commenting, rating, and subscribing. And also click that little bell notification so you will get notified every time I post a new video. Have an awesome day, and don't forget to go out and try something handcrafted. The quality is just beyond compare.